Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Pit Pass Network interviews. Today, we are joined by Kyle Petty. He next month is going participate in the 28th anniversary of the Kyle Petty charity ride across America. It's He will lead 150 motorcycles across 9 states on a 7-day trek covering more than 2,100 miles. So I guess a little bit about the charity ride across America. It's led by former NASCAR driver and racing analyst Kyle Petty. The Kyle Petty Charity Ride Across America is an annual cross-country motorcycle trek that raises funds and awareness for Victory Junction. The ride is one of the most successful and popular charity events in the country. Since its inception in 1995, more than 9,100 riders have logged nearly 12.8 million cumulative motorcycle miles and raised more than $21 million for Victory Junction and other children's charities. And a little bit about Victory Junction. So Victory Junction is a year-round camping facility for children with serious illnesses and chronic medical conditions. Co-founded by Kyle Petty and his family in honor of his son Adam, Victory Junction provides life-changing camping experiences that are exciting, fun, and empowering in a medically safe environment, always free of charge. In addition to traditional camp sessions, Victory Junction's REACH program takes camp experiences to children and their families at hospitals, clinics, and in Ronald McDonald houses throughout North and South Carolina. And since opening in 2004, Victory Junction has delivered more than 115,000 camp experiences and has served children from all 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico, as well as 4 countries. So, and then this year marks the 20th anniversary of Victory Junction, as it was installed in 2004. And to celebrate, the ride will make its final pit stop of the trek on May 10th at the camp to celebrate this milestone achievement. So I guess to start off, Kyle, what does it mean to be celebrating 20 years since the opening of Victory Junction for you?
So, I think for me, it's pretty cool. It really is. Obviously, this will be the 24th year since Adam's accident. He was killed May 12th of 2000, I guess. And we started camp, it opened the doors in 2024, and it's been crazy, man. It's just been crazy. We saw just a few kids that first year because we were afraid we were going to lose them, that they had run off from camp. We'd never find them again. So little by little, we just see more every year, and that's the whole goal. The whole goal is to see as many kids as you can, and it's been phenomenal. It truly has. We have a program that goes to hospitals now. It's kind of like Camp in a Box. You just take it to the kids in the hospital, but a lot of those kids come to the camp. Seen over, as you said, probably over 125,000 kids have come through camp or been touched by camp, and that's what the motorcycles ride's all about, is raising money so we can send more kids to camp, and hopefully this will be a successful year.
Yeah, it's really cool to see how much it's evolved over the years, like how much it's grown over the years. And then this also, like, what has been like your favorite like memories of the charity ride for the past 28 years, like that you can think of at the top of your head?
Golly, man, so many. One time we're out in the middle of the desert, nowhere, hadn't seen a car in forever, and there's a pickup pulled over to the side of the road, and it's got to be 95 degrees, and there's a whole family standing in the back of it with Terry Labonte t-shirts on and Terry Labonte jackets on, with a sign that says, "Please stop and sign our autograph." And Terry was riding with us that year, so he pulled over and signed their autographs. We stopped at a place to get some water in the middle of the desert. And there were 6 people in there, and one of them recognized my dad who was with us. And within about 15 minutes, there was almost 70 people there, and we hadn't passed a house anywhere. I don't know where these people came from. So I think the memories for me are the people you meet along the way. That's been the cool part. We've met 1 million race fans that never get a chance to go to a race, that in parts of the country that we as a Cup team and as a Cup series, we don't get within 600 or 700 miles of where they're at, but they're still race fans, and that's pretty cool.
That's very awesome. And I guess the details of your guys' trip now. The first day on May 4th, you guys will go from Deadwood, South Dakota to North Platte, Nebraska. And then the next day, North Platte, Nebraska to Omaha, Nebraska. And then the next day, Omaha, Nebraska to Bettendorf, Iowa. Then Bettendorf, Iowa to Indianapolis, Indiana. And then Indianapolis, Indiana to Bowling Green, Kentucky. And then Bowling Green, Kentucky to Bristol, Virginia. And the final day, ending at Bristol, Virginia to Greensboro, North Carolina, where your Victory Junction
Yeah.
is. So that's a lot of states. That's 9 states in total. Like what are you most looking forward to? Like what the senior you're gonna see, or like the states you're gonna see?
So I think a lot of things this year. So in the past, we just rode. We rode long days. We'd ride 500-mile days,
Yeah,
550-mile days, sometimes 600-mile days, and then we'd have some short days to counter it. This year, all the days are about the same, but we're going to go to Mount Rushmore. We're going to see Mount Rushmore. We're going to stay in Bettendorf, Iowa. We're going to stay there on the Mississippi River. So that's pretty cool. Then we're going to Indianapolis, and we're going to lap the racetrack. Then we're going to Churchill Downs. Going to have lunch at Churchill Downs for the week after the Kentucky Derby, so that'll be pretty cool.
that's cool.
Yeah, then we're going to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to the Corvette Museum. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then we go from there over to Bristol, and we're having breakfast at the Speedway. So everybody gets to walk down the slopes of the Speedway into the infield to have breakfast. We're not taking any motorcycles out on Bristol, but we're going there. And then we get to go to camp. So I think the thing for us this year is all the cool things, the places we're going to stop, and the things we're going to see.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I guess you guys are gonna be going for 7 days. Like how does like sleeping arrangements happen? Like do you have hotels, or do you like
Oh yeah.
or someplace else, or
Yeah, we got that's the problem. That's why we're staying in bigger cities. Because you got to have like 225 hotel rooms when we
wow.
stop. So we take over a whole hotel. Sometimes we just take over one and part of another one that's right next door. But I think we're staying at some Marriott, some Holiday Inns, some places. But it's going to be fun. We're staying at the Omni downtown in Indianapolis, so everybody has a free night there. They can go out to dinner and stuff. But yeah, man, the sleeping arrangements are the hard part. Is trying
Yeah.
to get enough rooms for every rider and every family that goes to have their own space.
Yeah, like how much in advance do you have to like book in all the rooms and stuff?
So honestly, all our hotel rooms and all that they've been booked for almost 11 months now.
Wow.
So as soon as this ride's over with, and the ride ends May 10th, and we'll take a couple of weeks off, but by the beginning of June, we're already talking to hotels again about where we're going next year. So we've got a board meeting that we have on the ride, and on the ride is when we decide where we're going to go next year. We have no clue at this point in time where we're going to ride next year, but we have our board meeting. We decide where we're going to ride, and then Morgan, my wife, who runs the charity ride, she starts as soon as we get to June. She starts calling hotels to see if there's availability.
And then the people, or the participants, the notable participants competing this, or not competing, but participating in this season or this year will be NASCAR Hall of Famers Richard Petty, so your dad, and Herschel McGriff. Former drivers Max Pappas, David Reagan, Ken Schrader, and Kenny Wallace. Former NFL great and Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, and TV personalities Rick Allen and Rutledge Wood. So how excited are you to have those names riding with you, and are any of them participating for the first time?
No, they've all been before, man. They've all been before. Herschel McGriff has been going the last 7 or 8 years. He's 96 years old.
Wow.
My dad's 86. Herschel Walker has gone for the last 20 years. Max has gone. This might be Max's second or third. He's gone off and on through the years. This will be Kenny Wallace's second. This will be Schrader's 15th or so. He's gone a bunch, and David's gone with us off and on over the past 5 or 6 years. Hopefully, we're going to get some guys. I've talked to 3 or 4 guys who on the last day we leave from Bristol, and those guys don't have to be in Darlington until Saturday. So I've talked to a few of the Cup guys, the current Cup guys, to see if they would be interested in riding with us, maybe from Bristol back to camp. So I might have a few newbies for that last day if some of it works out.
That'd be really cool. Like those add-ins there, like that'd be really cool there.
Yeah.
And then And then this year, not just the charity, but this year your family's celebrating 75th anniversary of your of being in racing in NASCAR. And I would say like your family has like the richest history in all of NASCAR. I guess like my question for your guys' family is I guess what originated your the because Lee Petty started it for your family, what originated the passion for him in racing?
You know what? That's a really good question. He had raced, and I say raced. I use that term loosely. They had raced on the highway for a number of years because that's what people did back then. There wasn't cars all everywhere like there are today. So he was from Level Cross, North Carolina, and there'd be people that come out of Atlanta and Georgia and South Carolina and up in Virginia that would come here to racing because he was pretty fast and pretty good. So he had done that, and then when they had run some small dirt tracks around, but when NASCAR formed, it looked like something in his mind that they could make a living doing. And I think that was the deciding factor. He loved racing. He loved cars. He loved working on them, driving them, being with them, just like a lot of people did. But you couldn't make a living doing that. You just couldn't make a living doing it. And when Bill France Sr. started NASCAR, then I think he felt like that, hey, here's something that's pretty stable. I'll put all my eggs in this basket and we'll try to make a living. And that's what we've been doing for 75 years.
And that's very cool, and the rest is history there.
Yep.
Um, and then, so at the end of every interview, Pit Pass Network enjoys to donate to a charity of the driver's charity of choice. But I feel like the obvious one, because we talked about for this interview, is your charity ride in Victory Junction. So we would love to donate back or donate to your charity for you
Thank you, man.
guys.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that more than you know. That means a lot.
Definitely. And then I always end with a fun question at every interview. So, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh man. So when I was a kid, and I will tell you this story. So when I was a kid, my grandmothers, both of my grandmothers, my grandmother Patty and my grandmother Owens, they would buy Neapolitan ice cream. And Neapolitan was a gallon of ice cream, a square gallon, and it had one lane of chocolate, strawberry, and it had vanilla. And I would eat the strawberry out of the middle because I love strawberry ice cream. Man. I wouldn't touch the chocolate, wouldn't touch the
Wow.
vanilla, but I eat the strawberry out of the middle. So when you'd open a carton at their house, it would be chocolate on one side, vanilla on the other, and nothing in the middle because I would eat it out of it. So strawberry's mine.
Awesome. Yeah, can't go wrong with strawberry. But yeah, but thanks so much, Kyle, for joining us today. It's a great honor. And hope you have a blast in the charity ride. Should be a great time with fellow drivers and such. But thanks so much, Kyle.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.